Let's quickly review the do now. And in the do now, it basically asks you if you still remember about those 4 different kind of angles. Number 1 was adjacent angles, or no, I'm sorry, it's vertical angles. See if you still remember what was the vertical angle and definition of the vertical angle. And what do you think the definition for adjacent angles? What kind of angles are they? And all of them are 2 angles or more than 2 angles. But there is something is common, something is like specific for each of those pair angles. And angles on a line, and on a line it's a straight angle, remember that. And the last one is angle at a point, means it's a rounding around the point. So totally it's a, if you like make a 1 tour, like a circle, full circle, what do you think the degree would be? So that kind of key detail about the last one. So, and let's start on the questions. So we started talking about this kind of diagrams yesterday when multiple lines are intersecting each other like this. And what was the missing angle in that case? Okay, so if you take a look in this example, there are like 1 line and 2 line and 3 lines are intersecting at 1 point. So what kind of angles, like all together? All together, it's an angle at a point because they have common vertex or common intersecting point, as you can see in this example. The number 2, what else you have in this example? So if you read the instruction, it says following the figure shows 3 lines are intersecting, and we need to write it down the equation by using angle relationship to figure out the missing angle x. So I'm going to highlight with blue. Okay, so we also know when 2 lines are intersecting, opposite angles are equal, like this. So these 2 blue angles are equal. If this angle is x, the opposite side is also x. Okay, by using this, we're going to come up with equation now. So angle 68, the green angle, and angle 86. So all these 3 angles, look at this. I'm going to draw like a semicircle. So all these 3 angles lies on a line, right? So these 3 angles are also angles at a line, on a line, okay? So because of that, by using that, you can come up with equation. If you add them all together, for example, you have angle 86 plus the second angle is x and plus an angle 68 degree. All together, they're lying on a line. Because of that, it becomes 180. Okay, so this is about creating equation or writing an equation that represents this diagram to figure out missing angle or missing variable. So we already know like how to solve equations. We practiced a lot. So you need to add 86 with 68, and x would be on the bottom because there is only single x, and plus 6 plus 8, it's a 14, and 14 154. Okay, and that is equal 180. And we also learned how to solve 2-step equations, like separating left and right side and subtract 154. It's because it's added to the x and we're not touching x. That's why we're trying to do opposite of 154 and do the same thing on the other side. And that would become, so 154s are cancel out and x would be alone. So this is about solving equation, leaving the variable alone or isolating the variable. And on the right side, that would become 6, 10 minus 4 is 6, 7 minus 2 is 26, okay? So the measurement of the missing angle, it's 26, which is x is equal, okay? This is example number 1, and let me show you another example. So in this example, if you take a closely look in this one, so where is the missing angle? I think let me highlight this time with purple. So this angle is missing, right? Angle x. And what is the opposite of angle x? I already know that. That is on the other side. So this is also x. I'm going to highlight these 2 with x and x, okay? So the other thing, we already know what is, like, if you see angle in the corner, if you see a little square, that represents 90, right? because of that, now we're going to use all these information in this diagram. So this angle is 77. So all together, I'm going to draw again the semicircle, because these all three angles lies on a line, the green line, as you see. Okay, so that means because of these angles lies on a line, when you add them all, that would become equal to 180. Okay, because straight line, it represents 180. So now let's add them. We have angle 90 plus we have angle 77 plus we have angle x, but angle x is alone, so which is good. So you need to add the numbers. 99 plus 77, that would become 167. Okay, and plus x, and that is all together equal 180. Okay, to figure out what is x is, this is a one-step equation, by the way, and all you need to do is just take a look. What is the variable? It's right here. You're not gonna touch this because that's not our job. Our job is to cancel out whatever is other than x, which is 167. So you need to subtract 167 from both sides of the equal sign. Okay, and clear out. So 167s are cancelled out because it becomes 0, and bring it down the variable x, because we didn't, our job was leaving it alone, and here we go. So the subtraction on the right side would be 180 minus 167, that is 3 and 13. Okay, so the measurement for angle x, that would become 13. And let me show you one more example before we go on the exit ticket, because we don't have much time left, and this would be the last example for today. So if you take a look, your example, what kind of angles are they? So it looks like it's not lying on a line, because if you see, it like turns all the way around. So this line and that line and this line and this line. So the angle, this is angle at a point. Because it's all the angles are around this point. So this is the 90-degree angle because it's a little square in here, and the measurement of this angle, it's a 2x as it says, and the measurement of this angle is a 3x. To come up with equation, let's say the angle is starting at this point right here. It runs around like this. Hold on, let me zoom out my, okay. It runs like on here, like it runs all the way around the dot. Okay, because of its like turning all the way around, the total is equal 360. Okay, now let's write it down, the equation. So equation would be, you just need to write it down all the angles that you have in the diagram. So the number one, there is 2x, and there is a angle 90, I'm adding it, and there are angle 3x, so you're adding that one too. And the biggest angle, they call it not obtuse angle, they have a specific name for that one if the angle is greater than 280, I mean 180. Okay, they call it scalene angle, and I think you never heard this, but it doesn't matter the vocabulary right now. The point is we need to understand the lesson, or creating equation when you have this kind of diagram, and altogether that is equal 360. So the next job is, now we have very long equation, as you see, like this. It's a very long, and you need to make a grouping now. Take a look on the left side. There is an x term and x term, so you need to combine them. What happens if you combine these together? So these two, and 2x plus 3x, that would become 5x, right? And let me use different color for the numbers. So you have number 90 and 225. So you need to add them together, and that would become plus. It's 0 and 1. No, it's not 0. It's a 315. Okay, and everything is equal to 360. Let me finish up this question quickly. Okay, so all you need to do is, like, you're not gonna touch the variable term. We're gonna leave it alone, and take a look at the other thing. It's added 315. Because of added, you always do opposite when we solve equations. So subtracting 315 on the both sides of the equal sign. Okay, clear out your spot, and 350s are canceled out on the left side. Only 5x is left on the left side, so you need to bring it down, and that is equal to, so you need to do the subtraction. 360 minus 15, that would become 45, okay? And the last thing is, because of 5 is multiplied to the variable, look at this, you're going to divide by 5 with the same number to cancel out, okay? So 5's are cancel out, and x would be alone, and that is equal to 45 divided by 5. I think that is equal 9, right? Okay. So, but it didn't end it yet, because our question is find the measures of JAH and GAF. So we know what is x is equal. So I think we need to figure out what is 2x in here. So JAH is this angle, okay? So because if it's a 2x, you just need to multiply the value of x by 2. So that would become 18. And I got my first answer. And my second answer would be, let's take a look. It says 3x. So we need to figure out GAF. And because if it's a 3x, the value of x is 9. So 3 times 9, that would become 27. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. So this is about understanding the diagram, coming up with equation, figuring out the missing variable, and then at the end telling what is the missing angle by plugging in if there is a 2x or 3x kind of questions. Okay. So this is today's lesson. Now, on your own time, I know we had a drill today. On your own time, you can try these practice 1, practice 2, and practice 3 questions by yourself. But today, this is really important, but I really want to see that you understand this diagrams, creating equations and solving them. Okay, so when you click the exit ticket, let me explain your question. It's very similar way that you can do, and we have around 10 minutes. So this, on the last 10 minutes, you guys can try in this exit ticket questions. And today there is no assignment, so you guys can relax. And during the intervention time afternoon, we can do like, if you have any questions about the assignments from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I can help you during the intervention time. So this is the last thing that you're going to do during this lesson. Okay, take a look on this diagram. So what do you think the equation would be, like in question number 1 from the diagram? And the question number 2, what kind of angles are they? Angles, vertical angles, adjacent angles, angles on a line, or angles at a point? Okay, remember the definition from do now. Okay, it's from yesterday's class. And the last thing is, whenever you figure out the equation on the first question, so you just need to solve that equation on a piece of paper and see what is the A is equal to. Okay, that's it.